Hello, bro. My name is Isam Fiji, and with my partner Mustafa Nuri Sabah. This is record is about implementing firewall exploration lab. Um, this lab is topic 3 about the exploration firewall implementing. The objective of this lab is how firewall works and setting up the simple firewall for network by implementing simple stateless packet filtering firewall to inspect the packets and decide whether to drop or forward packets based on the firewalls that we will set in this lab. This lab was tested on the seed Ubuntu 2004 virtual machine, so we installed the Oracle virtual machine. However, most of seed labs can be conducted on the cloud or on local host. Here we using the local host Oracle virtual machine. So to conduct this lab we need to using or install multiple machines. Also, because of my computer the feature is very low, and so to overcome this issue we using the container setup to overcome this challenge. Here we using the repo the Ubuntu 2004 virtual machines and the Docker file installation that we install from seed official site. Here is the virtual machine, and to install the required topology, network topology to execute this lab as given here in the we need to install this topology. So to set up the environment by using the Docker file, we can using this on only one virtual machine image. Here, after implementing the Docker Compose build, the topology and the network is built, as you can see here clearly. So we building the different virtual machine that working on this image in the background. To list here there are hosts that need to implement on this lab. Here have host 1 and host 2 and host 3, and that plus the attackers, the host A, the client, and also we have the router server. Come back to this file to read the instruction. We building this Docker, okay, and we have this the shells inside the host C, okay. Now implementing the simple firewall to implement the the modules, kernel modules, but here we cannot build this kernel modules on the container, so we build on the original or same the original file of the virtual machine image. Here we will build the kernel by implementing the C code program that given with the and downloaded with the files. To see that and compile the makefile. Here implementing the kernel to be sure that this is implemented as expected. We should go to the host A and pinging the SH7C. Okay, and now using the given code here we show that we cannot get this to the DNS Google, so Google DNS server. So here our request is blocking, so this kernel is implemented as expected. Here we move to another task. The another task is to experimenting the stateless firewall rules. Here we will using the IP tables to set the new rules for the firewalls on the server router of the network. To protect and prevent the internal network from the external host to be ping or telnet or make a connection to the internal network. Here using the new, here we will to protect the router, we will implement these rules on the router. So go to the virtual box. Here we need to open the router. Here need a new terminal, this terminal. To show this will solve the problem exactly. Here let's search this V2. Now we are on the router, so we will using this the rules, IP table rules. Here we will take, we can just only typing or taking the copy and paste. Sorry. Okay. there's this rules to set default rule for input and output. Now we will just test all this rules is working as the firewalls on the router. Here just we need to go to host A and we try setting DC. Okay. Now we try to ping the router. Here we cannot ping the router, so here we cannot receive any reply for our request. Here's stalling. Also we can try the make a telnet to the router 011. Also we cannot make a telnet connection to the router, so our rules works as expected on the router. Here in this rules, so we prevent from any connection from outside of the outside of this network, so to connect or making telnet connection. Also we can see that is that you can use the one of the internal sh any of one of this internal host, like use 60.5. okay, we try to ping the outside the host A. Okay, host A is 10.9.0.5. Hey, so these rules only prevent the outside to ping the inside. So also let's to make more experiment to check. Can ping the inside, ping the 192.168.1060.5. So only now here we need to restart when we need to move to the next task. We need to restart the router to set new rules. These new rules we need to protect our the docker restart out. I need the first number of the ID BC2. Here we need to restart the now we don't need this. Okay, PC2. Now we are on the router. We will set the new rules to prevent the outside host cannot ping to the internal hosts, not the to router, but can ping the router, but cannot ping the internal hosts. Okay. Also this is make a default tool for input. That's right. Drop. Okay. So now we try from the outside the host to ping the inside the host. Okay. Now, sorry, we don't need this. So here we are on the host A. Now we try to ping the internal host like 7. So here we cannot bring the internal host from the outside. Also, to make another rules, we need to move to the next task. Here we're moving to next task, which is connecting, tracking a stateful firewall. What the difference the stateful with the firewall with the previous one is stateful firewall is that the stateless firewall just inspect the packets individually, and this is not possible because most of the packets is not individual, because some of packets belonging to the TCP connection or ISMP connection or UDP connection. Here we're using the stateless stateful firewall to inspect the packet and inspect the connection, which connection this packets belong, and after that we can drop or forward this packet. Here we have zero flow entries. There is no any connection, and packets comes from any connection from to this router. We will set the new rules. To check the normal ICMP, need go to the host A. Is this host A? Yes, 7BC is host A. Now ping here. You can see how long time it's take. It's only 0.190 to connect. Okay, it's very quick and fast. Now we try to enable this router 66. Okay. Hi, hello. History. The UDP. Send. Hi. Go to router. You can see this UDP here before the ICMP. Okay, this is starts. We will set and this new rules on the router. So here we applied another rules on the router, such as these rules, these three rules. So also we enables the TCP connection on the host, internal host, which is the. So now we try to ping from the outside after applying this. No, yeah, we apply the VC2. Sorry. So this rules accepting only the TCP connection and synchronization as here. Finally, we move to the last task, which is limiting the network traffic. We're using these other rules on the router. So we restarted our the router to implement another rules, such as the one. Sorry, we should search EC2. Okay, now applying this. Okay, and also okay, now we try from the outside IP address. Okay, this one, the internal host. We try to ping from the external host IP address. So this is external host. Now we try to ping the internal host from external host. 60.5. Now we ping, but you can see the time that they takes. Okay, we can also, by using the shark, see how we are limiting the traffic, the network traffic. So you can see here it takes time to send another TCP connection. How so this is very effect and very important to protect the networks from the traffic network. So we will using another rules. So this is all for implementing the fire exploration and know how using the firewalls and how we can limiting the balance and the traffic and the load the balance, and only limiting the network and how using or set up the IP tables rules of the router, and how to protect the internal the host from the outside host, how inspect each packet, incoming or outgoing packet. So, and also we also tracking the connection and the packets of connection, and allow or prevent some of packet connection depending on the type of the connection. That's all for this topic. Thank you for